Hi everyone, Emma here to talk about some options and some props that you can use to make hero pose, Virasana, work for you. So as you can see, I've got quite a lot of things around the mat. And you can use any or a combination of these props to reduce the intensity is probably the word, of the pose in one or more of your joints. So the joints that are most likely to feel the pressure in hero are your ankles, because we need complete dorsiflexion, so complete flattening of the top of the ankle as we rest the hips and the bottom onto the tops of the feet. And that doesn't always work for some people's feet, and especially if you have things with fused bones, metal in your toes, bunions, it can feel incredibly uncomfortable. The second place is the knees. In the pose, the knee joint is completely closed. And if that doesn't work for you, I'm going to show you some options for that as well. And potentially in the hips as well. But mostly I hear concerns to do with the knees and the feet. So my first suggestion is that you might want to do the pose on a folded up blanket, regardless of anything else, because it's a nice cushion underneath the knees and under the front of the ankles. So that in itself might be a nice place to start. So let's just remind ourselves of what hero pose is. So the heels are outside the hips, rather than heels underneath the bottom and the feet facing backwards. So we don't want to try and have the knees together. And the first thing you can do, if this feels really intense at the feet, is you can take yourself further down the mat, sorry, not the mat, the blanket, so that your feet are partly on and partly off, so you've got a bit of an elevation at the top of the feet. So that can be the first thing that can be helpful. Second thing that can help is making a stack of blocks underneath the hips to decrease the intensity of the bend at the knee. So you can either use these flat blocks, or you can go for chunky bricks, or anything really to elevate your sitting bones. So even just one of those feels much more comfortable for myself. And of course you can have as many as you like to elevate the hips up and into the air. Okay, the other thing that you might want to try with hero pose is sitting up on a bolster. So this is a variation because your knees will come apart, so you can literally sit with your legs either side, feet pointing back, so you're really high up. And this is a lovely variation, and it's a nice one for meditation as well. So really what I'm saying as far as your modifications for hero pose go are elevate the hips, pad under the front of the ankle, and decrease the intensity at your joints. A final thing, if none of those things work well for you as a variation, you might instead want to flip on to a supine position. So come down, take your feet to the edges of the mat, and then drop your knees together. So you'll still get an internally rotated position at the leg, which is what we have in hero, but without all the intensity at the ankles, the knees, and the hips. Okay, so I hope those three are a help in getting ready to practice this pose. Good luck. See you soon.